Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're watching this, and hopefully it's in the UK and places that are connected to the UK, because this is Atheism UK's podcast, and I'm very pleased to have guesting with us today on the panel, Esther. Hello, Esther.
Hello. Hello, John.
It's so nice to have you, because I know you've been busy and trying to join us previously, but you've actually made it today. That's great.
Yes, I have.
I've had some apologies. Unfortunately, our former panelists can't make it today, so I've got to say sorry on behalf of Guy, Jeffrey, and Helen. Now then, I'm going to start this show with an advert. We don't normally do adverts, but this is an important one, so I'm screening it now. Look at that. A.C. Grayling, Professor
Yes.
A.C. Grayling, our honorary president, is speaking for us at the Conway Hall. He's chosen the topic of proving atheism, and this event, sorry about my squeaky chair, I must do something about that. This event is happening on the 29th of November, so a little bit longer than a month away. The evening begins at 7 o'clock. There will be other things going on for you to get involved in. For example, I've got an exhibition opportunity for a painting of Christopher Hitchens, which eventually we will be auctioning on eBay. So I just want to display it on this occasion. So that will be happening. Please come. It's only £10 to get into the Conway Hall at Red Lion Square, London. Hopefully there won't be a train strike. And I'm sorry that the online booking firm has made the £10 go up to the odd sum of £11.37. But that's their business. That's what they've done to it. So hopefully we'll see lots of people at Proving Atheism, which is a presentation by Professor A.C. Grayling, whose Wikipedia entry is legendary. I don't know if you've ever had a look at it, but what he hasn't done is unbelievable. So there you go. So thank you for allowing us to put that advert full screen. Now then, today we're going to talk about the topic of not my religion, because a lot of people, in fact, it's a characteristic of faith, isn't it? That they even alienate some of their own members. Unfortunately for them, not everyone is as docile and compliant as their leaders would wish them to be. So a few thinking people, they start to look at the doctrine they've been fed and they question it. I think that happened to you, didn't it? Yes, you put your hand up to that. Tell us about it, Esther.
Oh my goodness. So yes, you grow up in the religion. In my case, grew up in the religion. So
yes,
you were taught all these things, and you're told that they're factual stories. These things happened. The flood happened. Noah and his family were the only ones alive, and God did this and God did that, and God had to send Jesus. You hear all these things, and you grow up thinking that these things were indeed true. Then you hit a certain age. In my case, I tell you what did it. It was my own kids that started my process of thinking. My older son will take him to church, and he could not understand how people believed the Bible, the stories in the Bible. It never made sense to him. It never made sense. The younger one came and said, "Mom, I don't want to be a Christian anymore." And when I asked him, why not? He said he was taught that Jesus' death, when Jesus died, there was so much blood everywhere. And Jesus, he says he doesn't want to identify as a Christian because of there was so much blood. He didn't like that, right?
Yes, it's revolting, isn't it? He's very wise, your younger son.
He was only 9. He was
Yes.
only 9. It got
Mm,
me. Then I started thinking, but really and truly, did Jesus really need to die that kind of cruel death?
mm,
What was that? And if he was the innocent party in all of this, how is this justifiable?
mm.
In today's present day, John, we wouldn't allow that.
No,
We
no,
wouldn't
indeed.
allow an innocent party to die for guilty people.
Yes, yes,
But
yes,
somehow we are worshiping. We how, and then the flood story.
yes, yes.
All my life, I thought it was real. I thought there was
Oh,
evidence for the flood. You depend on other people to do the
mm,
work. You think that your pastor, your preacher, they've done the homework, so they know what they're talking about.
mm,
It
mm.
turns out they don't have a clue like that.
No.
So when I start hearing that the flood could never have happened,
Mm,
it's impossible.
yes.
And I start asking, so what else is a lie in the book? What else? Oh, so yes,
Lots of
it's
stuff.
a journey.
Yes, 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 indeed. Well, I've heard lots of people say, in fact, some of them were almost pastors. They were doing their studies at the seminary. And yes, you agree. And what turned them off was actually reading the Bible.
Oh, was it reading the Bible?
Yes,
Okay,
because
okay.
they hadn't read it properly. You know, they'd been fed the cherry picked, the choice bits from their own pastor at their own pulpit, and they hadn't gone into the goriness of it. But they had to do that to finish their exams, and that's when they decided not to be a pastor. Yes,
there
and the
was
other
there
thing you,
was there was there was a poll recently.
yeah,
Um, so many priests do not believe there
yes,
is a God.
yes, yes, I'm sure, and
Isn't that something?
there's an organisation to help them, isn't there?
Freedom from religion. No, not freedom from religion.
No, the other one,
Uh, um,
the I can't remember. I'll
yes,
think of it and
for
put it up.
people who, yes, I
Yeah,
know about that
yes,
one. Well,
yes.
I didn't
It's
make it to.
it's
I
it's
didn't make
headed up.
it. I
It's
didn't
headed up
make it
by
to
Dan Barker.
becoming. Sorry.
It's headed up by Dan Barker. I'll get it
Yes.
to on the screen in a minute. What's it called? The something project, the clergy project.
Ah,
That's
there
it.
we go. That's the one.
Yeah. So on the subject of that you mentioned about the goriness of Jesus's death, somebody has said that if he had died in America in the 20th century, he would have been not crucified, but sat on the electric chair. So instead of wearing a crucifix around their necks, Christians would have to wear a tiny little electric chair on a chain.
But then, but that will automatically cancel, because the whole idea of Jesus dying that kind of barbaric death was because of his blood. For some
Yes,
reason, it's his blood that mattered the most.
yes.
So on the electric chair, unfortunately, there's
There's no
no
blood.
blood.
Yes. Blood,
So
blood is a very scary liquid, isn't it? Yes.
mhm.
Anyway, the less critical thinkers, the ones who don't actually realize that the whole story is bunkum and leave like you did, these ones, they try to save something out of the faith that they were brought up in. Because, it's difficult to come to terms with the fact that your parents were wrong
That's
and,
right.
and your entire culture has been fooled. So
Mm,
what they do, and I've got an example of that to screen in a minute, is they put their doctrine on the pick and mix counter and select the bits they like. And this leads to them setting up a new denomination.
mm,
That way they can have what they want, a God that agrees with them.
mm.
And as you probably know, Christianity is the leader in this. We've got more splinter subgroups of Christianity than any other religion. It's been going longer. So
That's right.
there's the Roman Catholic Church, the Pentecostalists, Baptists, Lutherans, Methodists, Presbyterians, evangelicals, restorationalists, Anabaptist, Eastern Orthodox, Oriental Orthodox, Anglicans, Episcopalians, Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormons.
Ooh.
I mean, that's just a sample. There's
Look,
hundreds
John,
of
John, it is worse than what you think. It is worse. Now, churches are now named after its leader, founder. So,
yeah.
So all of those churches, what you have just mentioned, all those sects of Christianity, it has now devolved all the way now that churches and denominations are now named after the individual. So I myself today can start the Esther denomination of Christianity, and that will be a thing. Oh, goodness.
You could start a church. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Who was it? There was a Nigerian pastor who had his own church who died recently, wasn't there? He was a mega church leader.
TB Joshua.
That's the one. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Yes. So yes, it's come down to that, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
Anyway, I've got this video I want to show you because this is one of the people who's come down. He's realized that at its literal sense, his religion is not credible, but he hasn't been prepared to step away from it. Okay, so watch this.
To suck up to the reactionaries, to suck up to the conservatives, whether it's Sunni or Shia or Wahhabi, Salafi, Ikhwan, Taliban, whatever. And the modern, liberal, progressive thinking, critical Muslims, where are they? For example, we've started this wonderful new think tank. You would have thought that the government would be knocking at our doors. Not that we want them to come necessarily, but they make no effort to contact us. We are providing the theological wherewithal, the theological weaponry to deal with these theological fascists in our society. So where is the damn government and all the other people coming along? We will provide them with the ammunition to shoot these SOBs. But no, they don't do that. So this country, and with due respect to the lady up there, it's not going to take 500-600 years or 1,000 years. We can do this in 4 or 5 decades. But it needs an accelerated attempt, whether it is internally and externally in terms of the government and society. And we need to have joint up thinking and to see how to bring people like Yasmin, me, this young man here, all together and how to combat fascist Islam. Because that's what it is. It's fascist Islam. And we need to be bold enough, proud enough, and brave enough to say it's fascism.
Who have I got to thank for that video? That hand of yours is...
And who have I got to thank for telling me about that event?
Oh, right, yes. Thank you. Okay. Yes. It was a good event to go to, wasn't it? We got so much material from it. So what I think, that Muslim professor, he's obviously well-intentioned, you know. He's recognized that the fundamental end of his religion, Islam, is distasteful, to say the least.
That's right.
He doesn't like the Sharia version. But has he realized that the best place to be is non-religious? No. He's gone back to the Quran. He likes the Quranic
only.
Yeah. So what do you think about that? What do you think about these? He called them liberal progressives. It is progress and it's in the right direction, but is it far enough?
No, it isn't. You know, this, you weren't, maybe you weren't there, but a different sect of the same religion of Islam were present there.
Yes.
And at a point, they started having a back and forth with each other.
Yes.
And it started to get really heated.
Yes.
they had to, just calm it down.
Yes.
Because here you have this man who is saying that we need to get rid of the fascist Islam, and then you have sitting in the audience the people who believe in the fascist Islam. And
Yes, yes.
do you know what the gentleman said to him? The gentleman said to him, "But you're being fascist yourself."
Yes, yes, yes. He was offended, wasn't he? You're right. I wasn't there, but I've seen your video, and I've clipped it so that we can have another show about that in the future.
My.
Because they were going at each other. One was offending the other, and it's all unnecessary because there's no evidence for any God at all. So
No.
what are they doing? They're arguing over fairies. My fairy is better than your fairy.
But John, this is a professor.
Yes.
He has gone. Look, his profession is at stake.
Yes.
The day he says, all of everything I've told you all these years,
yes,
there is no truth to it.
Yes.
That is his reputation. Just
Yes.
boom, gone. And this is where the clergy project is good, because you find that a lot of people, the only reason why they stay in these positions of leadership in whatever religion is because the fear to step on the other side.
Yes.
Do you know how many people they have, the guilt they would feel knowing that I have lied to so many?
Yes. That, and the fact that their income depends on them maintaining the story. Yes. So what do you think about these moderates, the liberal progressives? Are they harmful or are they less harmful? Or
They're
what?
harmful, John. They are harmful. They are harmful. And
go ahead.
Why I say this is they claim to be moderates. They claim to be harmless. They want to teach you the better version of the religion. But when the fundamentalists are out there perpetrating evil and, doing with their religion how they think the religion, guess what the moderates do? They do nothing.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
They say, so the moderates do nothing when the fundamentalists are using the religion to perpetrate evil, right?
Yes.
They only will come out afterwards and say, oh, that's not Islam. Oh, that's not my religion, right?
Yes.
But would never go to these people and say to them in your face, no, what you're doing is wrong. Some moderates actually, they're happy when these things happen, because for some moderates, they're not bold enough. They want to also say what the fundamentalist is saying. But they're just not bold enough because they are preaching, they're telling you, for example, they're saying to you, John, that Islam is a religion of peace.
Yes.
That's what they're telling you. The moderator is telling you that Islam is a religion of peace. Then you have the fundamentalists saying, look, if you dare to leave Islam, we kill you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then come the moderates. Instead of saying, no, that's wrong, what they would say is, oh, you are reading the text wrong. Or you're, look, I feel like the moderates help the cause for the fundamentalists. They are sort of like a springboard.
Yes. A gateway drug.
Yes.
Yes, they're the silent majority who allow the with the exception of this professor who we've just screened, because he's obviously speaking out. But the majority of them,
he still has a bit of work to do, though.
Yes, he does. And I don't know why he thinks that our government should be getting involved, because our government's got enough problems at the moment, hasn't it?
Exactly. And the other thing, did you hear the lady? She was there as well, talking about she's a feminist. She's a feminist Islamist.
Yes.
She's a feminist and she's a Muslim.
Yes.
I don't know how that works.
No,
I really don't know how that works. And I
Yes.
don't think many of the people, when she was speaking, it was obvious that many of the people were not really, they were not buying what she was saying.
No. It's cognitive dissonance, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. So our message to these people would be, don't waste your time on the no true Scotsman sort of argument.
Mm-hmm.
Speak up. You're making progress in the right direction, but you haven't gone far enough.
No, not yet.
Try harder.
Mm-hmm.
We're here. You can join us. Esther, thank you very much. You've been wonderful.
Thank you.
We've made a nice, snappy little show. I'm going to play the outro now. And I'll see you again tonight when we do our other show.
Yes. See you later on, John.
Lovely. Bye-bye.
Bye.